Morning, guys. Here we are. Sunday fun day here in Ruston, Rhode Island. July 19th, 2026. Man, is the summer whipping by, huh? Oh, boy. So just sitting out enjoying the morning air. It had rain last night, and it seems like when it rains, the air gets cleaner. And it sure does. It knocks all the dust and everything and all the pollen out of it. So I'm only sniffling half as much. So yesterday I was working on my compressor, and I had a 3/4 horsepower motor that I thought was going to work. And we're looking, I think, at failure number 2, because same thing when it gets up to high pressure. I was up at like 110 pounds. The motor is not got enough starting power to kick off. So been looking online at some motors. I found one like from Dectron or something like that, and it was like $200 and some dollars. And it's listed as a compressor motor. I think it was 1725 RPM versus this motor, which this motor will work 220 and 110. I have it switched down to 110. Wondering if I had powered it with 240 if it would work. Wondering if it's worth trying, but then I would have to convert the power going out there to the to my shed to 240 instead of the 110, because I don't want the compressor in the garage with me when it's pumping. It makes too much noise. That's the whole idea of having it out here. I can close both doors and I can barely hear it running out there. I can hear my YouTube while I'm working. We'll take a walk up inside the shed, and I'll show you what it's doing. Let me just get set up.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. That didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled in my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt.
So I took the pump off and I cut some of this aluminum away and bolted it here just to test it. But when I try to start it this way, so as soon as it starts to pick up a head of steam, the motor can't turn anymore. So this was a dual 110-220 motor. I changed it from 220 to 110. Wondering if I put it back at 220 and power it that way. I might just take it in the shop where I have 220, just to see if I can use this motor with 220, I'll do it. But kind of going around and around and around with this thing. Gonna get it figured out though, or just gonna have to spend some money, I guess. This was a water pump for like a well. It had plenty of strength to pull the water 150 feet below the ground up, you know what I'm saying? But once it starts pumping the air, the compressor tank is up to, it's right at 90 PSI. In fact, I'm just going to let that out now because I'm not using it. Let the tank dry. One thing I don't like about this tank is that the chuck is on the back here. The drain is not on the bottom. It's kind of on the side a little bit there. So when I drain it, I have to pick the front of the tank up, put like a 2x4 under it so that that becomes the bottom. Just gonna do that, go get a 2x4. So we'll just let that bleed out. Been working a little bit on the van. We had some pretty heavy rain last night. And wind. But my roof, I was getting wet spot on the floor here and I don't see any wet spots. So it looks like the roof leak was that seam on the other side that I fixed. So let me get set up in here. Did a little more work on this. Still a little bit on that corner. I just did some sanding. A little spot here, a little spot there. Little spot there, but at this point I'm going to put on a thick coat of primer and sand it back and see what I end up with, because I don't think this one I had to put a little more filler in this area. And when I was cutting with that new, oh by the way, those new bits for the die grinder came in yesterday. Let me just grab one here. Let me grab one and I'll show it to you real quick. $27 a piece when you add in shipping. This thing, it ate. I had some metal up here to cut like 2 minutes. I had it all finished, but when I was going up, when I was working in here, it jumped up and went across. That's why I had to add filler, because this thing, it bit and just went right across. But yeah, it ate it up there, and I was trimming in here and I had to just do a little more, but it's coming along. I'm just taking my time, trying to get this all shaped in perfectly. Haven't got the grommets for here yet either. I still got to get those grommets and get those in for the light wires. But these bits, so far so good. I'm happy with them. They really cut good, and I noticed that it, unlike the ones you buy down at like Harbor Freight, all the teeth didn't fall off after the first use. Speaking well this morning.
Ciao. It's Italy, baby.
Uh-oh, what's this?
Where's my line?
Damn commercials.
Yes, please.
So thank God the diagram is still on the side of this to tell me how to change it from 110. I had already changed it to 110. Now I'm just going to change it back to 240, and I'm going to try it. Like I said, I have power inside of the garage here. I have 240 inside the garage, but I don't have 110. I mean 220. God, I don't have 220 outside in the garage. So just set this here. See there. So I cut the water pump impeller off of this. It was plastic and it was screwed on. And then I cut, so I didn't cut a slot. What I did was I cut one side of the shaft flat, and then I torqued that Allen screw down tight against the flat side. And that generally works fine. It's not gonna twist off or anything. Come on, come off there. Gotta take the screw. Oh, I thought that, yeah, it is a slot, so it should have slid off. It's just talking to myself over here. Come on. Come off there. Already had you off once. Am I gonna need a hammer here? Looks like I'm gonna need a hammer to get this thing off. Come on. Just had this off a little while ago, yesterday. There it is. But it does fit tight. It's a good seal, I guess. Alright. Screws, screwdriver here. Put those in the cap so I don't lose them. Let's turn this around here and see what we got. So we need to go L1, L2, and B. So on this, we just basically move this to B. This stays at L2. Then L1 goes to 1. Alright, so this one has to come over here.
September 1965 for the animals we got to get out of this place.
So I moved both terminals. Just going to double check myself here. So
with the US Marines launching the first major ground offensive in
L2
protest songs like this,
B, which I have L2B, and L1 to A. That's A. So I had to change these two wires from here to there and from here to there, and now it'll be 220. See how it has this starter piece here? This is centrifugal, and once it starts, this piece, the weight right there, pushes out and it breaks the contact on these points. So that's the starter capacitor, and this is the starter switch, I guess you would call it. So I should be able to hook 220 to this now, and it should run. Hold on one sec. Oh boy. So even if I do get this to work on 240, I'm not sure that I have a proper switch to turn the motor, because that's a 110 switch on the compressor. But that's the next obstacle. This obstacle is to determine whether or not I need a 220 motor to run this compressor. So if I can get this thing to pump up, then I'll just look for a switch. It's basically a magnetic switch. As the air pressure drops, I know it does have some mechanical aspects, but it's magnetism, I think, that holds it in, if I'm not mistaken. It can get clamped into place. No, that's not. Well, I'm wrong. It is all air pressure. I'm thinking about something else. I need to quit thinking and just get some work done here. Alright, where'd I put it? Brought my cutters over here. Thought I did. Thought I brought my strippers. The heck I put them? Oh, shit. so blind, they're right on the other side of the motor. I bet you all could see them. Get some wire strips so that I'm just going to see if this motor does run on the compressor. I'm going to put it back together, and that's about all I'm going to do on it today. We're going to get out the house and go do something today. It's Sunday fun day. I looked online. I'm not sure if there's any car shows in the area, but we'll go somewhere and do something, get out the house. Sometimes we just go up to the ocean and walk Lucky along Cliff Walk and stuff. That's kind of fun. She likes to take the walks. And she more or less drags me along. I'll tell you, man, I don't have a chance with her. She just drags me right along. Only YouTube would put a commercial in the middle of a Rolling Stones song. What's wrong with you boys? You got no brains over there? Somebody was saying if you pay extra, you can get rid of the commercials on YouTube, but they don't really bother me that much. I just click them off. Alright, so we've got this side wired on. But basically, I'm just going to stick it into my plug for my welder. Get this end stripped out. I don't know what this was, some extension cord that I had that got cut. It was a heavy cord, so I didn't throw it away because it's good cord. Alright. Sunday morning early. I get up early every day. I just can't. It's been like that since I was a kid. Just can't sleep past 4 o'clock. I'm up. Used to drive my parents crazy because I'd be in the kitchen making a bowl of cereal or something, and every little clink would wake them up. My mom worked nights as a waitress for a lot of years, and she wouldn't get home until after 11, so she was wanting to sleep at 4 in the morning, and I'm waking up to have breakfast. So I learned to do it quietly. Even the toaster popping, it would make her mad. So I would just take something like a couple of apples or something and go outside and get out of the house. Leave them alone. Okay, let's see now. I think I'll clamp this to the table just so it don't jump off. Just so it don't jump off. Okay. I'm going to get over here because the plug only reaches so far. See if that motor runs. Come here, plug. In here. Alright. So we know it runs. Now I have to put it back together on the compressor and see if I can pump up some air. So here goes 220. I put this back in place. I just have the vice grips holding it, and I'm going to plug it into my 220 switch there. Find out if it's going to work. So this will be the test, guys. If you don't hear me going, eh, you know all's well. So I unplugged it. The pressure is right about 60 pounds. No, it's up to 80 now. Okay, so we're up to 80. Boy, that jumped up fast. So what I'm going to try to do is restart it with 80 pounds pressure against it. So let me just plug it back in. And if it starts up again, I think we're making some progress with 220. Although it makes more work, I got to change it to 220 out there and everything, but I got some good heavy wire I can use. Let's plug it in and see if it works before I get too excited. Okay, so there you see it. It wouldn't start, even with 220. Alright, so at least I know now, before I spent money, that this is a total failure. Alright guys, you see what's going on here in Rusty, Rhode Island. Failure, failure, failure. But that's okay, because I know the cure. Unfortunately, it's spent some money. But it is what it is. And again, I could have went and spent $700 and bought a brand new compressor. But where's the friggin' challenge in that? Where's the challenge in that? Build it. Then if you fail, buy one. But at least try to build one first. Let's face it, it's gonna work as I just get the right motor. Alright guys. Been enjoying Bugatti footage and a lot of good comments on chat, which is good. Later guys.